The Force is light and full of shadows. The Republic burns in war. The Clone Wars rage across the galaxy. And here, in the heart of the Jedi Order, a 16-year-old girl stands accused. Ahsoka Tano, Padawan, betrayed. The Jedi Council sits in judgment, 12 masters arranged in a circle. Yoda, Grand Master, ancient, small, green. Mace Windu, senior council member, severe, unyielding. Ki-Adi-Mundi, Syrian, tall, logical. Saesee Tiin, Iktachi, silent, horned. Plo Koon, Keldor, mask, compassion but bound by duty. And others, the wisest Jedi in the galaxy. Behind Ahsoka stands Anakin Skywalker, 20 years old, Jedi Knight, her master. His hands are clenched, his jaw tight, anger simmering beneath the surface. But he still trusts the Council will fix this. They must. Commander Fox stands near the door with the Coruscant Guard. Phase 2 red-marked shock trooper armor. C-1010. Loyal to the Chancellor and Senate above all else. His orders are clear. Take the terrorist into custody. Use lethal force if necessary. Mace Windu speaks. His voice carries absolute authority. The evidence against you is damning, Ahsoka Tano. You were found at a warehouse containing nanodroid explosives. You were working with the known separatist assassin Asajj Ventress. You were present when Letta Termond was killed. You fled Republic custody and killed clone troopers in your escape. Ashoka's voice trembles. I didn't do this. I was framed. Please, you have to believe me. Ki-Adi-Mundi interrupts. The circumstantial evidence is overwhelming. We cannot ignore it. Saesee Tiin. The Senate demands justice. Admiral Tarkin has prepared a military tribunal. Obi-Wan Kenobi steps forward, the only council member willing to object. Masters, we have not fully investigated. Ahsoka deserves our protection, not abandonment. Protecting her could appear as opposition to the Senate. The Jedi cannot afford that perception. Yoda closes his eyes, conflicted. But politics win. Agree with Master Windu, I do. Difficult, this decision is. But necessary. Mace Windu delivers the verdict. It is the Council's opinion that Padawan Ahsoka Tano has committed sedition against the Republic, and thus she will be expelled from the Jedi Order. The exact second those words finish, Anakin's world shatters. Not metaphorically, literally. 45 years of memories slam into his 20-year-old brain like a capital ship hitting atmosphere at terminal velocity. The pain of burning on Mustafar, flesh charring, lungs collapsing, decades trapped in the black suit, every breath agony, the mechanical collar choking him, the memory of force choking Padme, her gasping, dying, slaughtering younglings in this very temple. Their screams, their pleas. 23 years serving Emperor Palpatine, hunting Jedi, destroying worlds, becoming the enforcer of tyranny, the Death Star, Luke, redemption, death, all of it, every second, every horror, every regret. Crashes into Anakin Skywalker's mind. His knees buckle. He staggers. His organic hand shoots to his throat. Phantom sensation. The collar. The breathing apparatus. But there's nothing there. His throat is clear. He can breathe. His eyes, they blizz Sith yellow, burning bright for exactly 1.5 seconds. A wave of dark side energy pulses through the chamber. Cold, predatory, ancient. Every Jedi Master feels it. Like standing in the presence of an apex predator. Yoda's ears flatten, his eyes widen. Something wrong, I sense. Mace Windu's hand moves instinctively toward his lightsaber. What is this? Ki-Adi-Mundi takes a step back. Unconscious, survival instinct. Obi-Wan? Anakin? Are you? Every clone trooper in the room feels it. Not through the Force, through pure biological survival programming. Prey recognizing predator. Their armor's threat assessment systems scream warnings. Their hands twitch toward weapons, but their bodies refuse to move. Some primal part of their brain says, do not engage. You will die. Ahsoka turns, sees Anakin, sees his eyes. Master. Anakin's eyes fade back to blue. But something fundamental has changed. His posture, his bearing, the way he holds himself. No longer the young Jedi Knight seeking approval. Something else. Something colder. Harder. Ancient. Darth Vader's soul looks through Anakin Skywalker's eyes and sees Ahsoka, 16 years old, alive, betrayed, about to be sacrificed. The Council, smug, self-righteous, about to throw away the best of them to save their reputation. Commander Fox, about to drag her to a trial designed to execute her. The exact moment, the exact betrayal, the moment his trust in the Jedi died. Vader spent 23 years as a monster because the Jedi failed him here. Failed her. Not this time. Anakin's voice comes out different, deeper, colder, absolutely devoid of the warmth the Council expects. No, Mace Windu blinks. Excuse me? Anakin's voice is quiet, lethal. Each word precise. I said no, Master Windu. You will not take her. You will not expel her. You will not hand her over to Tarkin's show trial. Shocked. Yoda's ears twitch. Anakin, understand you must. Anakin cuts him off. His eyes locked on Yoda. No deference. No respect. Just cold fact. I understand perfectly, Master Yoda. I understand that the Council has decided to sacrifice a 16-year-old girl to protect your political standing with the Senate. I understand that you've declared her guilty without investigation. I understand that you're about to hand her to a man who wants her executed. He pauses, lets that sink in. I understand that you've all lost your way so completely you can't even see it. The dark side energy intensifies. Not wild, not chaotic, controlled. Like standing next to a reactor core. Perfectly stable but radiating lethal force. Mace Windu's hand fully grips his lightsaber hilt now. You dare. I dare, Master Windu. I dare because I have seen what your cowardice costs. I dare because I will not watch you destroy the one person in this temple who still deserves the title Jedi. Ki-Adi-Mundi steps forward. This is outrageous. You cannot. Anakin turns to him. The look in his eyes makes Ki-Adi-Mundi stumble backward. I can. I will. And you will not stop me. It's not a threat. It's a statement of fact. Plo Koon tries gentle reason, his voice filtered through his mask. Anakin, we know you care for Ahsoka, but the evidence is circumstantial, planted. She was framed by someone who knew her movements, someone she trusted. Anakin's voice is ice, and you're too blind to see it because it's easier to sacrifice her than investigate. Obi-Wan approaches carefully. Anakin, please, we can discuss this. Anakin looks at his former master, his friend, his brother. No, Obi-Wan, we can't, because you're about to let them kill her. Obi-Wan flinches. I objected. I tried. You tried. And then you stood there while they expelled her. Anakin's voice cracks slightly. That's not enough. He turns to Ahsoka. His expression softens. Just barely. Do you trust me? Ahsoka sees something in his eyes. Something terrifying, but also something fundamentally protective. She nods. Yes. Anakin extends his hand. Ahsoka takes it. Mace Windu's voice rises. Skywalker, if you walk out of this chamber. Anakin doesn't look back. You'll do what, Master Windu? Expel me too. He turns his head. A cold smile. Go ahead. I resign. The Council freezes. Stunned. Yoda stands. His gimmer stick tapping. Clouded by darkness you are, Anakin. Warned. You have been. But somehow it fills the entire chamber. You have no idea what darkness looks like, Master Yoda. But keep pushing, and you'll find out. It's not bluster. It's a promise. A warning from someone who has walked in darkness for decades. The threat hangs in the air. Commander Fox moves to block the door, his training overriding his survival instincts. Anakin doesn't even look at him. The Force surge. Fox and his shock troopers are shoved aside, not violently, not harmfully, but irresistibly, like trying to stop a tidal wave with your hands. They slide across the polished floor, weapons still holstered, bodies refusing to draw them. Anakin's voice is almost gentle when he addresses Fox. Stand down, Commander. You don't want to be part of this. Fox, operating on pure survival instinct, doesn't move, doesn't speak, just lets them pass. Anakin and Ahsoka walk out of the Chamber of Judgment. The doors close behind them. Silence. Mace Windu breaks it. He's fallen. Troubled. No, I don't think he has. But something happened. Something fundamental. Yoda closes his eyes, reaches deep into the Force. Searching. Dangerous this is. Changed Anakin has. The Force. Disturbed it is. He opens his eyes. Inform the Chancellor. We must. Ki Adi Mundi. What do we tell him? Mace Windu. The truth. Anakin Skywalker has defied the Council and is harboring a fugitive. Obi-Wan, she's not a fugitive. She was one of us. And Anakin is an accomplice. Outside the chamber, in the temple corridor, Ahsoka walks beside Anakin. She's shaking, trying to process. Master, what just happened? Your eyes. They turned. I know. And the way you spoke to the Council. I've never seen you like that. Anakin stops, looks at her. His voice is tired, heavy. I'm not the master you knew, Snips. Not anymore. Something changed. Something fundamental. What changed? Anakin considers. How much to tell her? How much she can handle? Later. Right now, we fix this. Fix what? How? I'm expelled. The evidence. Anakin's voice is absolute certainty. I know who framed you. Ahsoka stares. What? How could you possibly? Barriss Offee. She bombed the temple. She killed Letta. She stole Ventress's lightsabers and used them to make witnesses think Ventress was the killer. She's in her quarters right now, believing she got away with it. Ashoka's world tilts. Barriss? No, that's impossible. She's my friend. She helped me. She manipulated you. Every comm, every piece of information, every lead she gave you was designed to make you look guilty. The warehouse. She sent you there to be captured. Ashoka's voice breaks. But how do you know this? Anakin meets her eyes. I know. The way he says it. Absolute certainty. Knowledge that shouldn't be possible. Ahsoka sees something in his eyes. Something old. Tired. Carrying weight no 20-year-old should bear. She doesn't understand, but she trusts him. What do we do? Anakin's voice is cold. Final. We get her to confess. Jedi Temple. Barriss Offee's quarters. 15 minutes later. The door is decorated with Mirialan symbols. 4 diamonds forming a larger diamond beneath a feather-shaped arch. Anakin doesn't knock. The door opens with a gesture. The lock snapping. Metal groaning. Inside, Barriss Offee sits in meditation. Cross-legged on the floor, she opens her eyes. Sees Anakin and Ahsoka. Rises smoothly, feigning concern. Ahsoka, are you all right? I heard the Council expelled you. I'm so sorry. Anakin's voice cuts through like a blade. Shut up. The temperature in the room drops. Perceptibly. Barriss sees his eyes. The cold, predatory focus. The absolute certainty. Her blood runs cold. Master Skywalker. I don't understand. You just have to make a choice. Anakin steps forward. Each movement controlled. Deliberate. Confess now. Or I make you confess. Ashoka's voice is uncertain. Anakin, stop. We need to talk to her. We need evidence. Anakin doesn't look away from Barriss. Step outside, Snips. No. Master, you can't just... Barriss reaches for her comlink, her hand shaking. I'm calling temple security. The comlink flies out of her hand. Mid-reach. It crushes in mid-air. Metal compacting. Sparks. Falls to the floor in pieces. No, you're not. Barriss's breathing accelerates, fear flooding her system. She makes a decision. She drops into a combat stance, reaches out with the Force. From a decorative pot across the room, the one with Mirialan symbols, twin objects fly toward her hands. Lightsabers, curved hilts, not her own. Asajj Ventress's lightsabers. They snap into her grip, ignite. Twin crimson blades. Ahsoka gasps. Ventress's sabers. Barriss, what did you do? Barriss's voice is desperate. Cornered. What I had to. The Jedi have become warmongers, servants of the dark side. Someone had to make them see. Anakin's voice is devoid of emotion. Save the speech. He doesn't ignite his lightsaber. Doesn't draw it. Doesn't even move. Barriss attacks. She's fast. Well-trained. fighting with the desperation of the cornered animal. Form 3. Soresu. Defensive but adapting to offense. She strikes at Anakin's chest. The blade stops. Mid-swing. Not blocked. Stopped. Frozen in the air. Telekinetically caught. Barriss tries to push. Channels the force. Strains. The blade doesn't move. Held by absolute will. She tries the second blade, slashing at his legs. That blade is ripped from her grip. Flies across the room. Deactivates. Clatters against the wall. Barriss pivots. Tries to run for the door. She's slammed back against the wall. Invisible force pinning her. Feet lifted off the floor. She gasps. Can't breathe. The pressure. She tries to call her own lightsaber with the force. It's on her belt. It doesn't respond. Anakin's will is absolute, overriding hers completely. The entire sequence takes 10 seconds. Barriss is disarmed. Pinned. Helpless. The first lightsaber, still in her grip, deactivates as Anakin gestures. Falls from her nerveless fingers. Anakin's voice is quiet. Like death. I could kill you right now. Do you know how easy it would be? How satisfying? Barriss is crying. Terrified. Broken. She can barely breathe against the force pressure. Anakin's eyes, cold, evaluating, calculating. For a moment, Ahsoka sees something terrible in them. The willingness to execute. The knowledge of how. But I won't. The pressure releases slightly. Enough for Barriss to gasp air. Because she's watching. Anakin glances at Ahsoka. His expression softens fractionally. And she deserves better than watching me become the monster you think the Jedi are. He releases the force grip completely. Barriss collapses to the floor, gasping, sobbing. Anakin reaches down, picks up Ventress's twin sabers, deactivates them, clips them to his belt. Then he picks up Barriss's own lightsaber from where it fell. Get her on her feet. We're taking her to Tarkin. Ahsoka is shaken. She's never seen Anakin like this. The cold efficiency, the ruthless control, the absolute dominance. But she sees Ventress's sabers. She sees Barriss's guilt written in her tears. She helps Barriss stand, her former friend, her betrayer. Why, Barriss? Why did you do this to me? Barriss's voice is broken. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. But the Jedi, they've lost their way. The war has corrupted them. Someone had to. Anakin's voice cuts through. You killed maintenance workers, clone troopers, Jedi. You framed your best friend and nearly got her executed. Don't talk to me about corruption. He grabs Barriss by the collar. Not gently. Move. Now. As they walk through the temple corridors, Ahsoka keeps glancing at Anakin. Master, how did you know? About Barriss, about the sabers, about everything. Anakin's voice is quiet, tired. I've lived long enough to recognize evil hiding behind good intentions. You're 20 years old. Anakin doesn't answer. Can't answer. Not yet. They pass temple guards, Jedi Knights, Padawans. Everyone stops, stares. Anakin Skywalker dragging a Jedi in restraints, carrying Sith lightsabers. Whispers follow them, but no one interferes. Something about Anakin's presence. The cold determination, the predatory focus. No one wants to get in his way. Republic military base. Tribunal chamber. 30 minutes later. The military court is assembled. Formal, theatrical. Chancellor Palpatine presides, wearing his grandfatherly mask. Kind eyes, gentle smile. Internally he is furious. His carefully laid plan unraveling. Admiral Wilhuff Tarkin prosecutes. Confident. Theatrical. Already tasting victory. Senator Padme Amidala defends. Prepared. Determined. But knowing the odds, the jury, high-ranking military officials, already swayed by Tarkin's rhetoric, the audience, senators, military brass, media droids. The trial is underway. Tarkin is in the middle of his opening statements. And so we see a pattern of deception, of betrayal, of terrorism. Ahsoka Tano is not a confused child. She is a calculated traitor, a separatist sympathizer, a danger to the Republic itself. The evidence is clear. The Senate demands justice, and justice demands the death penalty. The doors to the chamber are sealed. Republic security on Tarkin's orders. No interruptions, no disruptions. This is his show. Then, the sealed doors explode inward. Not with charges. Not with breaching equipment. With the Force. The durasteel tears from its hinges. 2 metric tons of reinforced metal flung aside like tissue paper. They slam into the walls. Crash. The sound deafening. Every head in the chamber whips around. Anakin Skywalker strides through the ruined entrance. In one hand, Barriss Offee, being dragged by her collar like a sack of refuse. In the other, Ventress's twin red lightsabers. Behind him, Ahsoka Tano. The room erupts. Gasps. Shouts. Media droids swarming. Tarkin's face goes purple with rage. How dare you? This is a secure military tribunal. Guards arrest. Anakin throws Barriss Offee. Not gently. Not carefully. She flies across the polished chamber floor. Skids. Slams into the base of Tarkin's podium. The real bomber. Admiral. You're welcome. Chaos. Complete chaos. Senators standing. Military officers shouting. Padme's hand over her mouth in shock. Palpatine's grandfatherly mask remains. But his eyes. Just for an instant. Yellow. He's furious. But he must maintain appearances. Master Skywalker. This disruption is highly. Anakin cuts him off. Doesn't even look at the Chancellor. Evidence. He tosses Ventress's twin lightsabers onto the prosecution's table. They clatter. Ominously red in the harsh courtroom lighting. Asajj Ventress's lightsabers. Stolen by Barriss Offee after she ambushed Ventress in the Coruscant underworld. She used them to commit murder while wearing a cloak. Witnesses saw Ventress kill multiple people. It was Barriss, framing Ahsoka. Any Jedi could have obtained. Anakin's voice cuts like a vibroblade. Barriss Offee was the only other person who knew where Ahsoka and Ventress would meet. She sent Ahsoka to that warehouse. She knocked Ventress unconscious. She stole the sabers. She set up her best friend to die. Barriss is sobbing on the floor, broken. The court goes silent, waiting. Tarkin tries to recover. The prisoner is clearly under duress. This confession is inadmissible. Anakin takes one step toward Tarkin. Just one. The Admiral stops talking. Survival instinct. Anakin's voice is quiet. Deadly. Are you calling me a liar, Admiral? His confidence cracking. I'm saying that this alleged confession requires proper verification. Then verify it. Anakin's voice is ice. Call Asajj Ventress as a witness. She's in the underworld. She'll testify Barriss knocked her out and stole her sabers. Pull Temple security footage showing Barriss with the sabers. Test the nanodroids for Barriss's DNA signature. Or, he leans closer to Tarkin, voice dropping, are you more interested in executing an innocent girl than finding the truth? The chamber is silent. Every media droid recording, every senator watching. Tarkin is trapped. Publicly, Palpatine sees his plan collapsing. He tries to salvage it. Gentle, concerned. My dear boy, no one doubts your loyalty to your former Padawan. But these accusations are serious. They require proper investigation through appropriate channels. Anakin finally looks at him. For just a fraction of a second, less than a heartbeat, his eyes flash Sith yellow. Then investigate, Chancellor. The faintest hint of contempt, of knowing. Palpatine's mask slips. Just for an instant. His smile tightens. He sees something in Anakin's eyes, something that wasn't there before. Recognition. Anakin continues, voice carrying to every corner of the chamber. Or admit this was never about justice. It was about politics. About making an example. About sacrificing a child to demonstrate the Republic's strength. Padme stands, her voice clear. I move for an immediate recess. New evidence has been presented. The prosecution's case must be re-evaluated. Senators murmur, agreeing. The media pressure overwhelming. Tarkin sees it slipping away. His perfect show trial collapsing. The evidence requires authentication. Barriss's voice breaks through. Sobbing, defeated. I did it. I bombed the temple. I killed Leda Termund. I framed Ahsoka. I stole Ventress's sabers. I did it all. Even the media droids stop moving. Tarkin's face goes white, then red, then purple. He looks at Palpatine. Desperate, seeking guidance. Palpatine's mask is perfect again. Grandfatherly concern. It seems, Admiral, that the charges against Ahsoka Tano were premature. Tarkin's jaw clenches. He knows he's lost. The charges against Ahsoka Tano are dismissed. She is free to go. The court erupts. Padme is crying, relief and fury mixed. Ashoka stands frozen, vindicated. But the damage done. Anakin isn't finished. He steps close to Tarkin, close enough that only Tarkin can hear. His voice is a whisper, but carrying the weight of decades. You wanted to kill a child to make a political point. I remember this, Admiral. When the day comes that you think you have power over life and death, I'll remember what you tried to do here. Tarkin's blood runs cold. The threat isn't bluster. It's a promise. Anakin's voice rises, addressing the tribunal, the Senate, the galaxy. And for the record, Ahsoka Tano is a better Jedi than any of you deserve. He turns, takes Ashoka's hand. They walk out together, through the ruined doors, past the shocked senators, the silenced media. Behind them, Palpatine sits on his throne, watching them leave. For the first time in 1,000 years, since Darth Plagueis, the Sith Lord feels something he hasn't felt. Uncertainty. Something has changed in Anakin Skywalker. Something fundamental. The boy he's been grooming for 15 years. The weapon he's been shaping. Different. Palpatine reaches out through the Force. Gently. Probing. And recoils. What he touches is wrong. Old. Scarred by darkness but not consumed by it. Like touching a star that's burned for eons. Ancient. Powerful. And utterly beyond his current understanding. Palpatine's smile doesn't falter. But inside he recalculates. This wasn't part of the plan. Outside the tribunal, in the speeder bay, Ashoka finally breaks. She collapses into Anakin's arms, sobbing, relief and betrayal and exhaustion. It's over. It's really over. Anakin holds her, his voice gentle for the first time since the council chamber. Yes, Snips, it's over. Barriss, she was my friend. She tried to have me killed. I know. The council threw me away. They didn't even try to investigate. I know. Ashoka pulls back, looks up at him, tears streaming. What happens now? Anakin's voice is firm, final. Now you make a choice, and I'll support whatever you decide. What choice? The council is going to offer you your rank back. They'll apologize. They'll say it was all a mistake, a test, a trial that made you stronger. Ashoka's voice is bitter. And if I don't want to go back? Anakin meets her eyes. Then you don't. You walk away. You find your own path. You be the Jedi you're meant to be, not the one they're trying to make you. And you? Anakin's smile is sad, tired, carrying weight she can't understand. I'm with you, Snips. Whatever you choose. I'm with you. Padme approaches from behind. She's been watching, listening. Anakin, what you did in there was necessary. Padme sees the difference too. The change in him. The cold certainty. What happened to you? Anakin looks at his wife. His secret wife. The woman who will die in childbirth unless he changes everything. Everything, Padme. Everything happened. He doesn't explain further. Can't. Not here. Not now. A speeder arrives. Captain Rex piloting. CT 7567. Blue-marked Phase 2 armor. Loyal to Anakin and Ashoka above all else. General. Commander. I heard what happened at the trial. Where to? Anakin. The temple. One last time. Rex nods. Doesn't question. They board. The speeder lifts off. Coruscant's endless traffic swallowing them. Ashoka sits beside Anakin. Silent. Processing. Finally, Master, your eyes. In the council chamber. They turned yellow. Anakin doesn't deny it. I know. That's Sith. Yes. Have you fallen? Anakin's voice is quiet, honest. No. But I've walked in darkness, and I remember what it taught me. Ashoka doesn't understand, but she trusts him. For now, that's enough. The speeder flies toward the temple, where the council waits, where choices will be made, where everything changes. Jedi Temple, Council Chamber. 2 hours after the trial, the council has reconvened. Emergency session. They've heard the news. Barriss Offee confessed. Ahsoka Tano cleared of all charges. Now they prepare their apology, their olive branch, their offer to make things right. Yoda sits in his chair, ancient eyes troubled. Grave mistake we made. Wronged young Ahsoka we did. Mace Windu's voice is grudging but sincere. We failed her. And we failed Anakin. We must acknowledge this. Plo Koon. She deserves reinstatement, with full honors, perhaps even elevation to Jedi Knight for what she endured. Ki-Adi-Mundi. Of course she will. She's a Jedi. Where else would she go? The doors open. Anakin and Ahsoka enter. But something is different. Fundamental. Anakin is no longer wearing his Jedi robes, just a simple tunic. Dark. Practical. His lightsaber still hangs at his belt. But his bearing has changed. No deference. No seeking approval. He stands between Ahsoka and the council. Arms crossed. A barrier. Ashoka's expression is closed. Guarded. The trust that was there before. Gone. Yoda speaks first. Gentle. Apologetic. Ahsoka Tano. Deeply sorry we are. Wrong the council was. Investigated. We should have. Trusted you we should have. Plo Koon's filtered voice carries genuine regret. You are always welcome here, little Soka. We wish to make this right. Mace Windu, we are prepared to reinstate you immediately. With the rank of Jedi Knight, you've proven yourself through this trial. Anakin's voice cuts through, cold. No. The council goes silent. Stares. Mace, this doesn't concern you, Skywalker. Anakin's eyes flash. Just for a second. It concerns me more than anyone else in this room. He turns slightly. Addresses Ahsoka. But his voice carries, ensuring the council hears every word. Snips. They're about to tell you this was all a great trial. That you've proven yourself worthy. That the Force works in mysterious ways. Plo Koon tries to interject. Ahsoka, we genuinely wish to welcome you back. Anakin's voice doesn't rise. But it cuts. She deserves better. Ahsoka's voice is quiet, uncertain. Master. Anakin turns to her fully now. His expression softens. Just for her. They threw you away the second it became politically inconvenient. They didn't investigate. They didn't believe you. They handed you to Tarkin knowing he was asking for the death penalty. Pause. Let that sink in. You were 16 years old, and they chose their reputation over your life. Ashoka's eyes fill with tears, the truth she's been trying not to face. Mace Windu's voice hardens. We acknowledge our mistake. Anakin rounds on him. Your mistake almost got her executed. Do you understand that? She would have died. A child. Because you were too proud to defend your own. Obi-Wan steps forward. Peacemaker. Always trying to bridge the gap. Anakin, please. We know we failed her. We're trying to make it right. Anakin's voice cracks. Just slightly. The first real emotion breaking through the cold control. You failed both of us, Obi-Wan. The room goes silent. Obi-Wan flinches. Anakin. Anakin takes a breath. Centers himself. When he speaks again, his voice is steady. Final. I am formally resigning from the Jedi Order. Effective immediately. Anakin, act in haste, you must not. I'm not acting in haste, Master Yoda. Anakin removes his outer tunic, the one with Jedi insignia, drops it on the polished floor. I've thought about this longer than you can possibly imagine. Mace, you're letting your emotions control you. Your attachment to Ahsoka. Anakin laughs, bitter, harsh. My emotions? You want to talk about attachment. He gestures around the chamber, taking in all of them. You're so attached to your rules, your politics, your reputation that you can't even see the people you're supposed to protect. He points at Ahsoka. She was the best thing this order has produced in a generation. Kind, brave, selfless. Everything a Jedi should be. And you threw her to the wolves to protect your image. Ki-Adi-Mundi, the evidence was planted. By a Jedi you trained. A Jedi you failed to see was falling to extremism right under your noses. Anakin's voice is cutting. You were so busy fighting a war, so busy serving the Senate, that you lost sight of your own. Painful, these words are. but perhaps truth they contain. Mace, even if we failed Ashoka, that doesn't justify abandoning the Order. We need you, Anakin. The war. The war. Anakin's voice drops to barely above a whisper. But somehow it fills the chamber. You've compromised everything the Jedi stand for because of this war. You command slave soldiers. You've become exactly what you swore never to be. Obi-Wan, Anakin, you're speaking of treason. I'm speaking truth. Anakin turns back to Ashoka. His voice gentles. Becomes the master she remembers. You have a choice, Snips. Stay with them. Take your rank back. Hope they don't sacrifice you again the next time it's convenient. Pause. Or leave. Find your own path. Be the Jedi you're meant to be, not the one they're trying to mold you into. Ashoka looks at the council, then at Anakin, pleading, Ashoka, you are always welcome here. We want to make this right. Ashoka's voice trembles, but grows stronger as she speaks. No, Master Plo, I'm not welcome here. Not really, because the moment I become inconvenient again, the moment protecting me threatens the Order's reputation, you'll throw me away. She reaches up, removes her Padawan beads, the silka beads Anakin gave her when she became his student. She looks at them, tears streaming, then places them on the floor, next to Anakin's discarded tunic. I'm sorry. I'm grateful for everything you taught me. But Master Skywalker is right. I can't trust you anymore. Yoda closes his eyes, deeply troubled. Lost to the darkness, you both will be. Without the Order's guidance, Anakin's voice is steel. No, Master Yoda, we're walking away from your darkness. The darkness of pride, of arrogance, of sacrificing children to protect your image. He takes Ashoka's hand. Come on, Snips. Let's go find the light. They turn, walk toward the doors. Mace Windu's voice calls after them. If you walk out that door, Skywalker, you are no longer a Jedi. No longer protected by the Order. The Republic will not look kindly on desertion during wartime. Anakin doesn't look back. I'm not deserting. I'm leaving a failed institution. There's a difference. The doors close behind them. Silence in the council chamber. Mace Windu's hands clench. This is a disaster. Anakin was the chosen one. The one to bring balance. Obi-Wan's voice is quiet. Sad. No, Mace. This isn't a disaster. This is a reckoning. We drove them away. We failed them. And now we have to live with that. Yoda opens his eyes. Stares at the abandoned beads. The discarded robes. Right. Obi-Wan is. A reckoning this is. And more painful truths we must face. Outside the temple, on the grand staircase leading down to Coruscant streets, Ashoka stops. She looks back, up at the temple that was her home, her family, everything she knew. Master, what do we do now? Anakin's voice is certain. Now, we fix what's broken, before it destroys the galaxy. What's broken? Anakin looks at her, really looks at her, weighing how much to say, how much she can handle. Everything, Snips. Everything is broken. But we're going to fix it. Together, Captain Rex waits at the bottom of the stairs, his speeder idling. He sees them descend, sees they're no longer wearing Jedi robes. General? Commander? Where to? Anakin's voice is final. Camino, we have a problem to solve. Yes, sir. They board the speeder, lift off into Coruscant's eternal traffic. Behind them, the Jedi Temple stands, ancient, proud, failing, hyperspace. 3 days later, a small transport vessel, registered to a shell company, untraceable. Inside, Anakin, Ashoka, Rex. They've been traveling in silence mostly. Ashoka processing, Rex confused, Anakin planning. Finally, Ashoka breaks. Okay, Sky Guy, enough. You've been different ever since the council chamber. Your eyes turned yellow. You knew things you shouldn't know. You moved like someone else. She takes a breath. So I'm asking, what happened to you? Anakin looks at her, then at Rex. This moment, he knew it was coming, dreaded it, but necessary. How much do you want to know? Ashoka, everything. Rex, agreed, sir. If we're following you, we deserve the truth. Anakin nods, sits, gestures for them to do the same. What I'm about to tell you will sound impossible, insane, but I need you to listen, all the way through, and then decide if you still trust me. They sit, waiting. Anakin's voice is heavy, tired, carrying decades. I am Darth Vader. Ahsoka. What? Or rather, Vader's consciousness, his soul, his memories, inhabit this body now, since the council chamber, since the moment Mace expelled you. Rex's hand moves instinctively toward his blaster. Sir? But it's true. Anakin continues, the words pouring out, confession and warning. I died 25 years from now, on the second Death Star. After killing Emperor Palpatine to save my son, my body was burned. I became one with the Force. And then, something happened. The Force sent me back. To this moment. This exact moment. To change everything. Ashoka's voice is small. Your son? Luke Skywalker. My son with Padme. In the original timeline, I fall to the dark side. Palpatine corrupts me. I become his enforcer. Darth Vader. I slaughter the Jedi. I hunt survivors for 23 years. I help build the Empire. I destroy worlds. Rex, the Chancellor, Palpatine is Dark Lord of the Sith. He orchestrated this entire war. The Separatists, the Republic, all of it. He's been grooming me for 15 years to become his apprentice. Ashoka stands, pacing. I can't. Anakin's voice is gentle. I know it sounds insane. But think, Snips. How did I know about Barriss? How did I know exactly where to find Ventress's sabers? How did I know Tarkin's trial was designed to execute you? Ashoka stops. You said you've lived long enough. You said you've walked in darkness. Because I have. I've killed thousands, millions. I've tortured. I've burned entire civilizations. I became everything I swore to destroy. Rex's voice is hoarse. Why should we trust you now? Anakin meets his eyes. Because I know what I did, Rex. I'm carrying every death, every scream, every person I hurt, and I would rather die right here, right now, than let that future happen. He pauses, lets that settle. Padme dies in childbirth. Because I force choke her in a rage after Palpatine manipulates me into believing she betrayed me. Luke and Leia, twins, are hidden from me, raised separately. I never know them, until Luke finds me decades later, shows me there's still good in me, and I kill Palpatine to save him. Ashoka's voice breaks. You killed Jedi, yes, younglings, Padawans, masters, in this very temple. I led the 501st Legion, Rex's Legion, and we slaughtered everyone. Men, women, children. Rex goes pale. The 501st. I would never. You won't have a choice. Anakin turns to Rex fully. In 6 months, Palpatine will activate Order 66, a command embedded in inhibitor chips implanted in every clone's brain. When he gives the order, every clone in the galaxy will receive one command: execute all Jedi, and you won't be able to stop yourselves. Rex's hand goes to his head. There's a chip in my brain? Yes. Organic. Buried deep. It overrides your free will. Turns you into executioners. Ashoka. That's why we're going to Kamino. To remove the chips? Better. To rewrite them. The ship drops out of hyperspace. Kamino. Endless ocean. Perpetual storms, gleaming clone facilities rising from the waves. Tipoca City, the heart of the Grand Army of the Republic. They land. Anakin uses his Jedi credentials, still valid for now. Routine inspection. The Kaminoans are polite, efficient, proud of their work. They're escorted to guest quarters. Told inspections will begin in the morning. Night falls. Kamino's storms rage. Anakin, Ashoka, and Rex move through the sterile corridors. Anakin leads them with absolute certainty. He's been here before. As Vader, hunting, destroying. He knows every corridor, every security protocol, every weakness. They reach the central cloning facility. Massive. Sterile. Thousands of clone embryos growing in tanks. And in the center, the master terminal. Anakin gestures. The door locks behind them. Security systems loop their feeds. An old Vader trick. This is it. The master control. Every clone in the Republic. Every chip. All programmed from here. Rex, can you remove Order 66? Not without alerting the Kaminoans and Palpatine. But I can do something better. I can rewrite it. Ahsoka, what do you mean? Anakin's hands fly over the terminal. Code cascading. Vader's knowledge combined with Anakin's mechanical genius. Order 66 exists as a subroutine, embedded in the chip's core programming, activated by specific trigger phrases from command-level authority. When Palpatine says the words, the chips execute. His fingers dance, rewriting, replacing. Subtle changes that won't trigger alarms. But if I change the execution protocol, if I make the command trigger a null response instead of the kill order, Palpatine will say the words and nothing will happen. Rex, the chips will still be there. But harmless. Order 66 will exist on paper, in records in Palpatine's plans. But when he tries to activate it, silence. The terminal flashes. Programming update complete. Anakin uploads the patch. It propagates through Kamino's network, broadcasting to every clone chip in the galaxy. Wireless updates, a feature the Kaminoans built in for field upgrades, now weaponized against the Sith. It's done. Within 48 hours, every clone in the Republic will have the new programming. Order 66 is dead. Relief flooding through him. Thank you, sir. Thank me when Palpatine falls. Ahsoka, what about the war? The Separatists? If Palpatine is controlling both sides, we end him, before he can trigger the endgame, before he can declare himself Emperor, before the Jedi are destroyed. They leave the facility, quietly, unseen, ghosts in the night. The Kaminoans never know they were there. Back on the ship, escaping Kamino's gravity well, Ahsoka sits beside Anakin. Master, if everything you said is true, if you really were Vader, why did the Force bring you back? Anakin's voice is quiet. Because I asked. What? In my last moments, as I died, I asked the Force for another chance, to save everyone I loved, to stop Palpatine before he won, to prevent the Empire, to keep Padme alive, to protect you. He looks at her, tears in his eyes. You died, Snips. In the other timeline, Palpatine sent me to kill you, and I did. I struck you down, my own Padawan, and I felt nothing, because Vader felt nothing. You killed me, yes, and I've carried that for 23 years. Every time I looked in a mirror, every time I breathed through that cursed suit, I remembered what I did to you, what I did to everyone. Silence, heavy, painful. Finally, Ahsoka speaks. But you saved me. This time, you walked out of the council with me. You risked everything. Because I won't fail you again. I can't. She takes his hand. Then we do this together. We stop Palpatine. We save the galaxy. We make sure that future never happens. Anakin squeezes her hand. Together. Rex's voice from the pilot's seat. Sir, we're approaching Coruscant. Where to? Anakin. Padme's apartment. 500 Republica. There's someone I need to talk to. Someone who deserves the truth. Coruscant. 500 Republica. Padme Amidala's apartment. Late evening. The apartment is elegant. Senatorial. Art from Naboo adorning the walls. Padme stands at the window, looking out over the endless cityscape. She hasn't heard from Anakin since the trial. He left with Ahsoka. Disappeared. She's been worried. Terrified. Trying to reach him through comms. Nothing. The door chimes. She opens it. Anakin stands there. Out of uniform. No Jedi robes. Just simple clothes. Ahsoka beside him. Padme's relief is immediate. She pulls Anakin into an embrace. Ani, I've been so worried. Where have you been? What happened? The news says you resigned from the Order. She stops. Pulls back. Looks at him. Feels the difference. The change. You're not, you are, but her Force sensitivity. Untrained but present. It feels the shift in him. Anakin's voice is gentle. Can we come in? We need to talk. Doors closed. Privacy shields activated. Padme sits. Anakin stands. Ahsoka by the window, giving them space but present. Anakin begins. The same confession. The same impossible truth. Padme. What I'm about to tell you will sound insane, but I need you to listen. All the way through. She nods, scared but trusting. I am Darth Vader, or rather, Vader's consciousness has merged with mine. I died 25 years from now and the Force sent me back, to this moment, to change everything. Padme's hand goes to her mouth. Anakin, what are you? Please, just listen. He tells her everything. Palpatine is Darth Sidious. The Clone Wars are orchestrated. The Republic will fall. He tells her about his fall, his corruption, his service to the Empire, and then he tells her the worst part. You die, Padme, in childbirth. You give birth to twins, Luke and Leia, and then you die. The medical droids say you've lost the will to live, but I know the truth. Tears stream down her face. What truth? Anakin's voice breaks. I kill you, not directly. But I force choke you. On Mustafar, after Palpatine manipulates me into believing you've betrayed me. And you die from that. From me breaking your heart. Padme stands. Backs away. No. You would never. I did. In that timeline I did. Because I was so twisted by fear, by Palpatine's manipulation, that I couldn't see truth anymore. He takes a shaking breath. I spent 23 years in a black suit. Every breath agony. Every moment torture. And I deserved it. For what I did to you. To the Jedi. To the galaxy. Padme's voice is barely a whisper. We have children? Twins. A boy and a girl. Luke and Leia. They're separated at birth. Hidden from me. Luke goes to Tatooine with my stepbrother Owen. Leia goes to Alderaan with Senator Organa. They grow up never knowing each other. Never knowing me? And you? You never knew them? Not until Luke was 19. He found me, fought me, and showed me there was still good in me, still light in the darkness. And I killed Palpatine to save him, redeemed myself, and died. Padme sits, overwhelmed, processing. Why are you telling me this? Anakin kneels before her, takes her hands. Because you deserve the truth. Because I won't lie to you, not anymore, and because I need you to know what I'm capable of. What I did, so you can make a choice. What choice? Whether you want to stay with me, whether you trust me. Because I'm going to kill Palpatine, and I need to know you're safe first. Padme looks into his eyes, sees the pain, the regret, the determination. Are you still Anakin? Yes, but I'm also more. I have Vader's memories, his knowledge, his power. But I'm anchored by you. He squeezes her hands. I spent 23 years in darkness. I killed. I destroyed. I burned the galaxy. But in the end, in my last moment, I chose love. I saved my son, and the Force gave me a chance to do it again. To do it right. I've always loved you, and I'm terrified of what you're telling me. But I trust you. Even knowing what I did, what I'm capable of, you're not that man anymore. You're trying to prevent it. That's what matters. They embrace, holding each other, anchoring each other. Ahsoka turns away, giving them privacy, but smiling slightly. Hope. Maybe this can work. Padme pulls back. What do we do now? Anakin, I've spent the last week in meditation, reaching into the Force, trying to find balance between the light and dark. I can't be pure light. I've seen too much, done too much in that other life. But I can't be pure dark. That's what led to my fall. So what are you? Something new. I have the power of the dark side, the strength, the ruthlessness, but I'm anchored by love, by protecting people instead of possessing them. He looks at Padme, then at Ahsoka. You're my anchors, my reasons. As long as I'm fighting for you, protecting you, I won't fall. Because Vader fell when he tried to possess Padme, to control her, to own her. I won't make that mistake. Padme, what about Palpatine? When do we? Soon. But first, I need to prepare. He's the most powerful Sith in 1,000 years. I can't just walk in and challenge him. Ahsoka speaks. We challenge him, together. Anakin looks at her, snips. We're in this together. Master, you don't face him alone. That's not how this works. Anakin smiles. Small, grateful. All right. Together. Padme, what do you need from me? Stay safe. Stay hidden when it happens. And after, help rebuild. The Republic will need you. Days pass. Anakin meditates, trains, prepares. He's not seeking balance in the traditional Jedi sense, not suppressing emotion or denying attachment. He's integrating light and dark, love and power, protection and fury. He is becoming something the galaxy has never seen. Not Jedi, not Sith. Something new. 1 week after the resignation, Anakin sits in Padme's apartment, eyes closed, reaching deep into the Force. He feels Palpatine, the dark side nexus, the spider at the center of the web, and he knows it's time. He opens his eyes, looks at Ahsoka, at Padme. He's summoning me, polite, insistent, wants to talk about my recent actions. Ahsoka, it's a trap. Of course it is. He knows something's different. He's going to try to turn me, or kill me. Padme, then don't go. Anakin stands. I have to. This is the moment. Either I end him now or he wins. He looks at Ahsoka. You ready? She ignites her white lightsabers, twin blades humming. Always. Padme, please. Be careful. Both of you. Anakin kisses her. I promise. When this is over, we'll have the life we deserve. The three of us. No empire. No war. Just life. He and Ahsoka leave. Padme stands alone, hands shaking, praying to whatever powers exist that Anakin is right, that he can do this, that they can win. Outside, in the speeder, Ahsoka asks, Are you sure about this? Anakin's voice is steel. No, but it's time anyway. They fly toward the Senate building, toward Palpatine's office, toward the confrontation that will decide the galaxy's fate. Senate building, Coruscant, Chancellor's office. Evening. The office is opulent, floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking Coruscant's endless cityscape. Art from across the galaxy, statues, sculptures, relics. And behind the massive desk, Sheev Palpatine, Chancellor of the Republic, wearing his kindest, most grandfatherly expression. But alone in his office, the mask slips. Slightly, his eyes flash yellow, just for a moment. He's been patient, watching, waiting. Anakin Skywalker resigned from the Jedi Order, took Ahsoka Tano, disappeared for a week. The plan is unraveling. The weapon he's been forging for 15 years is acting independently. Something changed. Something fundamental. Palpatine can feel it through the Force. A disturbance. Anakin's presence has become different, old, scarred by darkness but not consumed, like touching a star that's burned for eons. Wrong, impossibly wrong. But Palpatine is a master. 1,000 years of Sith planning, he will adapt. He sends the summons. Polite, insistent. My dear boy, we must speak about your recent actions. And now he waits. The office doors open. Anakin Skywalker enters. No Jedi robes. Simple dark clothing. Practical. His lightsaber at his belt. But his bearing is different. No deference. No seeking approval. Cold certainty. Palpatine rises. Smile warm. Concerned. Anakin, my boy. I've been so worried about you. This business with young Ahsoka, your resignation from the Order. Anakin's voice cuts through. Cold. Absolute. Drop the act. Sidious. The temperature in the room plummets. Palpatine's smile freezes, just for a fraction of a second. His grandfatherly mask remains, but his eyes sharpen. Calculating. I'm afraid I don't understand. Anakin's voice is steel. Yes, you do. He steps forward, each movement controlled, deliberate. Darth Sidious, Sith Lord, Master Manipulator, Architect of the Clone Wars, the man who spent 15 years grooming me to become your apprentice. Palpatine's expression doesn't change, but his presence shifts. Subtle, dangerous. These are very serious accusations, my boy. Anakin's eyes flash Sith yellow. Just for a second, I'm not your boy. I never was. I was your weapon, your tool, your replacement for Darth Maul. Palpatine's mask cracks, slightly. His voice loses the warmth, becomes calculating. How? How do I know? Anakin's smile is cold, because I've already lived it. He gestures. Every door to the office slams shut. Durasteel shutters drop over the windows. The communications array sparks and dies. The office is sealed. Isolated. Palpatine's eyes narrow. What have you done? Isolated you. No guards. No Senate. No clones. No witnesses. Just you and me. Anakin continues advancing. You're going to try to turn me, aren't you? You're going to tell me the Jedi are corrupt. You're going to offer me power to save Padme from visions you'll plant in my mind. You're going to manipulate me until I'm so broken, so desperate, that I'll do anything you ask. Palpatine's presence in the Force swells, dark, predatory, assessing. You've certainly changed. The Force around you is different. I died, Sidious. Anakin's voice carries decades of weight. I burned on Mustafar. I spent 23 years in a black suit, choking on every breath. I served you. I killed for you. I hunted Jedi. I destroyed Alderaan. I tortured my own daughter. Palpatine's eyes widen, genuinely surprised. Your daughter? Leia Organa. Senator Bail Organa's adopted daughter. In the original timeline, I torture her on the Death Star. Extract information about the rebel base, and I don't even know she's mine. Anakin's voice drops, becomes a whisper that somehow fills the chamber. And then my son, Luke Skywalker, he finds me, fights me, shows me there's still light in the darkness. And I kill you, Sidious. I throw you down a reactor shaft on the second Death Star to save him. And then I die. Redeemed. Palpatine stares. Processing. You're from the future. The Force brought me back to this moment. To stop you before you win. Before the Empire. Before Order 66. Before everything burns. Palpatine's presence explodes. Dark side energy filling the room. His voice becomes a snarl. You destroyed everything. 1,000 years of planning. The grand design. The Empire. Anakin's voice is ice. Yes, your Empire. Your genocide. Your tyranny. All of it. Erased. Because I'm here. And I remember. Palpatine's mask shatters completely. His eyes glow Sith yellow. Pure hatred. You dare presume to defy me. I have orchestrated the fall of the Jedi. I have manipulated the Senate, the Republic, entire star systems. And you're just one broken Jedi playing at power. Anakin's voice is quiet. Final. I'm not a Jedi anymore. I'm the chosen one who's already fulfilled the prophecy. I killed you once. I'll do it again. Palpatine's hand moves. Lightning fast, his lightsaber snaps into his grip, ignites. Crimson blade. Humming with malice, the grandfatherly senator vanishes. Only Darth Sidious remains. Then you will die, young Skywalker. He attacks. Palpatine moves like a serpent striking. Form 7. Juyo. Vicious. Unpredictable. Every strike designed to kill. His blade is a crimson blur, enhanced by dark side fury. He's fast. Impossibly fast. Decades of Sith training. Dark side augmentation. But Anakin is ready. He ignites his lightsaber. Blue blades snap hiss. Blocks. Their blades clash. Shower of sparks. Palpatine spins. Strikes low, then high, then thrust. Anakin parries each strike. Form V. Gem So. Brutal. Power-based. Vader's style. He has Vader's decades of combat experience. Vader's strength. Vader's ruthless efficiency. But he's in a young, agile body. No suit. No mechanical limitations. No breathing apparatus, pure power. Pure skill. Their duel is a blur of light and shadow. Palpatine leaps, flips, strikes from above. Anakin blocks, pushes back. Their blades lock. They stare at each other. Inches apart. Yellow eyes meeting yellow eyes. Palpatine. You have power. I can feel it. The dark side flows through you. You are Vader. Join me willingly, and we can rule together. Anakin's voice is cold. I've already ruled with you. I remember what it cost. The answer is no. He pushes. Force-enhanced strength. Palpatine staggers back. Anakin presses the attack. Heavy strikes. Overwhelming power. Palpatine blocks. but he's being pushed, driven back toward his desk. The Sith Lord snarls, abandons the lightsaber duel, raises his hands. Sith lightning erupts, purple-black energy crackling from his fingertips, aimed at Anakin's chest, enough voltage to kill a Rancor instantly. Anakin raises his left hand, catches the lightning. The energy writhes, crackles, but doesn't touch him. Tutaminis, force absorption, Grandmaster-level technique. Anakin learned it as Vader, watching Yoda catch his lightning in Cloud City, studying it, mastering it. He absorbs the energy, channels it into the Force itself. Harmless. Palpatine's eyes widen. Impossible, you're not strong enough to. Anakin pushes back. The lightning redirects, flows through him, amplified, returns to sender. Palpatine screams, his own power striking him. He flies backward, crashes through his desk, wood splintering, art shattering. He rises, smoking, burned, furious. You're more than I anticipated. But you're still alone. The office doors explode inward. Not the sealed ones, the private entrance from the Chancellor's quarters. Ahsoka Tano bursts through, twin white lightsabers ignited, blazing. She lands in a combat stance beside Anakin. Ready? Did you really think I'd let you fight him alone, Sky Guy? Palpatine stares, calculating, reassessing. Two opponents, one with Vader's knowledge, one with youth and speed. His plan is collapsing, but he is Dark Sidious, Dark Lord of the Sith. He will not fall easily. The girl? Palpatine laughs, harsh, mocking. She's nothing. An expelled Padawan. A broken child. Ashoka's voice is steel. I'm the student of the Chosen One, and you're about to find out what that means. Palpatine ignites his second lightsaber. He's always carried two, twin crimson blades, spinning, a whirlwind of death. He attacks both of them. The battle is three-dimensional, brutal, no mercy. Palpatine is a master duelist. Centuries of knowledge, dark side augmentation, unlimited rage. He uses Form 7 with both blades. Unpredictable, striking at one opponent then instantly switching to the other. Anakin fights with Form V, heavy strikes, powerful, each blow meant to overwhelm. Ahsoka uses Form 4, Jar Kai variant, twin blades, acrobatic, fast, flanking. They coordinate. Master and apprentice, years of fighting together in the Clone Wars. Anakin high, Ahsoka low. Simultaneous strikes. Palpatine blocks both. Spins, kicks Ahsoka. She flies back, crashes into the wall. Anakin presses the attack. Their blades clash, rapid exchanges. Palpatine's eyes burn. You could have ruled the galaxy with me. You could have been Emperor. Anakin's voice is cold. I was Emperor in all but name. I remember, Sidious. I remember serving you, being your slave, your broken weapon. Never again. He strikes, heavy overhead blow. Palpatine blocks. Their blades lock. Palpatine unleashes the Force, a telekinetic blast. Point blank, Anakin is thrown backward, slams into the wall beside Ahsoka. Palpatine raises his hands. Lightning erupts, aimed at both of them. Ahsoka raises her sabers. The white blades catch the lightning. She deflects. But the energy is overwhelming. Anakin stands, raises his hand again, absorbs his portion, protecting Ahsoka. But Palpatine is relentless. The lightning intensifies, the walls crack, scorch marks spreading. Anakin grits his teeth, pushing back. But even Vader's knowledge has limits in this young body. Ahsoka screams, Anakin, I can't hold this much longer. Mentally, he tries to corrupt Ahsoka with visions. Dark side manipulation. She sees herself dying, alone, betrayed, murdered by Anakin, Vader's blade through her chest. She gasps. The vision overwhelming, terror flooding her mind. But Anakin feels it. The mental attack. The corruption. He reaches into the Force, blocks it, a wall of pure will between Palpatine and Ahsoka's mind. She's my Padawan, Sidious. You don't get to touch her. The vision shatters. Ahsoka gasps. Free. Palpatine snarls. Realizes he's losing ground. He tries to flee. Reaches for the sealed doors with the Force, trying to tear them open. Escape. Anakin gestures. The Force surge. The doors don't budge, reinforced by Anakin's will. Absolute. No, you don't get to run. Not this time. You die here. Palpatine's face twists. Pure rage, pure hatred. He abandons technique, abandons planning, just pure dark side fury. He attacks with everything. Lightning, telekinesis, mental assaults, lightsaber strikes. A whirlwind of death and darkness. But Anakin and Ahsoka stand together, coordinating, protecting each other, covering weaknesses. Anakin's power, Ahsoka's speed, Vader's knowledge, Ahsoka's hope, darkness and light, working together. The duel reaches its crescendo. Palpatine leaps, spinning in midair, both sabers striking. Ahsoka meets him, her white blades flashing. She blocks, parries, then sees the opening. One precise strike. Form IV. Ataru. Speed and precision. Her blade cuts through Palpatine's right wrist. His hand, still gripping the lightsaber, falls, severed, smoking. Palpatine screams. Pain and rage. He lands, off balance, clutching the stump. Anakin doesn't hesitate. He reaches out with the Force, finds Palpatine's throat, crushes, Force grip, absolute, brutal, Vader's signature technique. Palpatine gasps, can't breathe. His remaining hand claws at his throat. Nothing there. Invisible. He tries to use the Force, push back, break the grip. But Anakin's will is stronger. Decades of Vader's power channeled through a young body. Palpatine's eyes bulge, his face turning purple. He raises his left hand, one last desperate attack. Lightning, massive, overwhelming. Every ounce of dark side power he has left. The purple-black energy erupts, filling the chamber, destroying everything. Ahsoka and Anakin stand together. They both raise their hands. Their lightsabers, Anakin absorbs the energy with Tutaminas. Ahsoka deflects with her white blades. And together, they push back. The lightning reverses, amplified, reflected, combined with their own Force power. The energy slams into Palpatine. He screams, an inhuman sound, pure agony. His body convulses, the dark side consuming him. His own power turned against him. His flesh burns, his eyes explode with light, his robes disintegrate. The lightning intensifies, a feedback loop, building, building, and then silence. Palpatine's body collapses, smoking, burned, dead. The dark side presence that has poisoned the galaxy for decades vanishes. The Force is clear, bright, free. Anakin releases the Force grip. Breathing hard, Ahsoka deactivates her sabers. Shaking. Is it over? Anakin approaches Palpatine's corpse. Kneels. Checks. No pulse. No breath. No life. Yes, it's over. Darth Sidious is dead. The weight of it hits them both. They did it. They killed a Sith Lord. The Dark Lord of the Sith. Ahsoka collapses to her knees. Adrenaline fading. We actually did it. Anakin pulls her into an embrace. You were incredible, Smips. I'm proud of you. She's crying. Relief and exhaustion mixed. I was terrified. The visions he sent. I know. But you pushed through. You stood with me. You fought. They hold each other. Master and apprentice. Survivors. Then Anakin stands. We need to leave now, before the Senate Guard investigates. What about him? Ahsoka gestures to Palpatine's corpse. Leave him. Let them find the body. Let them see what he really was. They move to the sealed doors. Anakin unseals them with the Force. Step out into the corridor. Senate Guard patrols approaching. They heard the noise, the explosions. Anakin and Ahsoka ignite their sabers, ready to fight their way out if necessary. But the guards see Palpatine's corpse through the open door, burned, dead. They see the destroyed office, the scorch marks, the evidence of dark side power. And they freeze, uncertain, not sure what they're seeing. Anakin's voice carries authority, command presence. General Skywalker. The Chancellor was a Sith Lord. Darth Sidious, he attacked us. We defended ourselves. You'll find evidence in his private chambers, Sith artifacts, holocrons, proof. The guards don't move, shocked, disbelieving. Anakin and Ahsoka walk past them. No one tries to stop them. They leave the Senate building, disappear into Coruscant's endless traffic. Behind them, chaos, discovery, truth. Days later, Coruscant, emergency Senate session. The Senate is in chaos. The Chancellor dead, killed by Jedi. But investigations have begun. Palpatine's private chambers searched. They find evidence. Undeniable. Damning. Sith holocrons. Ancient texts. Red lightsabers. Communications with separatist leaders. Recordings of conversations discussing the grand plan. References to Darth Plagueis, to Order 66, to the Empire. The Senate is forced to accept the truth. Sheev Palpatine was Darth Sidious, a Sith Lord who manipulated the Republic for decades. The Clone Wars, the Separatist crisis, all of it orchestrated by one man. Senator Bail Organa addresses the Assembly. We owe Anakin Skywalker and Ahsoka Tano our lives. They stopped a tyrant before he could seize absolute power, root out any remaining Sith influence, and ensure this never happens again. A vote is called. A new chancellor must be elected. Emergency powers dissolved. The Senate begins the slow process of healing, rebuilding. Jedi Temple, Council Chamber. 1 week after Palpatine's death, the Council convenes, discussing the future. Master Yoda, proven right Anakin was, blind we were, to the darkness, to the Sith, to our own failures. Mace Windu, he killed a Sith Lord, fulfilled the prophecy, brought balance to the Force. Obi-Wan, but he did it outside the Order. Without our authority, we need to address this. Plo Koon, he saved the galaxy. What is there to address? The Council debates. Divided. Finally, Yoda speaks. Reach out to Anakin. We must. Offer reconciliation. The Order needs him. Obi-Wan volunteers. I'll go. Padmé's apartment. 500 Republica. Anakin and Ahsoka have been staying here, lying low, letting the Republic process. Padmé is with them, safe, relieved, alive. The door chimes. Anakin opens it. Obi-Wan stands there, his expression conflicted. Sad, proud. Anakin, may I come in? Of course. They sit. Padmé makes tea. Old habits, Naboo customs. Obi-Wan speaks first. The Council wants you to return. Both of you. They acknowledge they were wrong. They want to rebuild. With you. Anakin's voice is quiet. And if we refuse? Obi-Wan sighs. Then you refuse. They won't force you. But Anakin, you saved the galaxy. You killed Sidious. You stopped the Sith. You fulfilled the prophecy. I fulfilled it my way. Not theirs. Ahsoka speaks. Master Kenobi, what will you do? Will you stay with the Order? Obi-Wan considers. I don't know. Master Yoda is talking about reforms. Changing the code. Allowing more freedom. More humanity. Anakin. It's too late for us, Obi-Wan. The Council threw Ahsoka away. They chose politics over people. I can't trust them again. Obi-Wan nods. Understanding. Where will you go? Padmé answers. Naboo. We've been talking. A quiet life. Away from politics. Away from war. Obi-Wan looks at Anakin, at Padmé. Understanding dawning. You two, you're together. Married. Have been for years. Secret. Because the code forbids it. Obi-Wan smiles. Sad. I knew. I think I've always known. And I'm happy for you. He stands. Embraces his former master. His friend. His brother. Thank you, Obi-Wan, for everything. You were the best master I could have asked for. Obi-Wan's voice breaks slightly. And you were the best friend. May the Force be with you, Anakin. And with you. Obi-Wan leaves. Ahsoka watches him go. Do you think he'll be okay? Anakin, yes. Obi-Wan is strong. Stronger than he knows. He'll help rebuild the Order. Make it better. 2 weeks later, the Clone Wars end. Not with genocide. Not with Order 66. With negotiation. Diplomacy. The Separatist Council, without Sidious's manipulation, agrees to peace talks. Count Dooku, leader of the Separatists, is captured, tried, but not executed. He testifies about Sidious, confirms the manipulation, the lies. The Republican separatists begin the long process of reunification. The clone army is decommissioned, slowly, humanely. The clones are given citizenship, rights, freedom to choose their own paths. Captain Rex chooses to stay with Anakin and Ahsoka. Loyal to the end. Naboo, Lake Country. 1 month after Sidious's death, a small house on the water, isolated, peaceful. Anakin stands on the balcony, looking out over the lake, watching the sunset. Padme joins him, her hand on her stomach, not showing yet, but pregnant. The twins, Luke and Leia, conceived in love, not manipulation. This time, she'll live. This time Anakin won't fall. This time they'll raise their children together. Ahsoka is inside, meditating, finding her own path. Not Jedi, not Sith. Something new. Rex is in the workshop, helping Anakin build something. A new life. Padme, do you think it's really over? Anakin, yes. Sidious is dead. Order 66 failed. The Jedi are reforming. The Republic is healing. And you? Are you healing? Anakin considers. I carry Vader's memories, his sins, every person he killed, every atrocity he committed. That will never go away. He takes her hand, but I'm not alone. I have you. I have Ahsoka. I have Rex. I have a future that isn't defined by darkness. Padme smiles. What will you do now? Live. Just live. No prophecies. No chosen one destiny. No Jedi code. No Sith manipulation. Just a man with his family. Building a life. And when the twins are born, Anakin's voice is soft. Wonder. I'll be their father. I'll teach them about the Force, about balance, about love. And I'll make sure they never have to fight a war I started. Ahsoka steps onto the balcony. Sky Guy, Rex needs help with the repulsor coils. Anakin laughs. Tell him I'll be right there. Ahsoka looks at both of them. Smiles. You two are going to be amazing parents. Padme, and you'll be an amazing aunt. Ashoka's eyes widen. Aunt. I'd be honored. She leaves. Happy. Hopeful. Anakin and Padme stand together, watching the twin sons of Naboo set over the lake. I spent 23 years in darkness, Anakin says quietly. I destroyed worlds. I killed everyone I loved. I became a monster. He looks at Padme. But the Force gave me a second chance. And I'm not wasting it. Padme kisses him. You saved the galaxy, Ani. You stopped the Empire before it began. We saved the galaxy, you, me, Ahsoka, Rex, all of us. The suns sink below the horizon. Darkness falls. But inside the house, lights come on. Warm. Welcoming. Home. Anakin Skywalker, the chosen one, Darth Vader, the man who lived 2 lives, walks inside, to his family, his future, his freedom. The prophecy is fulfilled. The balance restored, not through destiny, through choice, not through sacrifice, through love. And for the first time in 45 years, across 2 lifetimes, Anakin Skywalker is truly free. The galaxy is safe, the future is unwritten, and hope remains. Let us know what you'd like to see next. The end.